What? Guys,
on this spot right here,
on this toy spot, we're going to look at Spider-Man animated Carnage. So we're
now,
going to
I'm not quite
figure.
sure if this actually comes to us
I'm
from
not
the Spider-Man
quite
classics.
a big Carnage fan.
They don't seem to reference
Well, if you're a Carnage fan, you should pick this
they
figure up.
Just go by Hasbro 2008 Spider-Man.
The hands can close right here, as you can see, and the other hand, and look at that, his wrist can move.
As I mentioned,
the head
my Spider-Man
on 363, it's on the ball joint.
Scorpion Stinger Venom. I was looking for a Spider-Man figure from that wave, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember the name of the Spider-Man.
The elbows,
most
the
Spider-Mans, when you
knee.
look on eBay, you can just, like if it's, Web Attack
like
Spider-Man, something like that, you could just type that in and sure enough it pops up right away. The fact that this only went by Spider-Man and if anything maybe wall sticking web, it was a little harder to find on eBay, but sure enough I happened to stumble across it. And
look at that.
I picked him up,
kind of like
and
web
boy oh
shooting.
boy was I lucky to find him, because I really wanted to get this figure as I
Reminding
mentioned during
of
my
web
Scorpion
shooting.
Stinger Venom. I really wanted to get the Spider-Man. If we have a look at the packaging, the packaging features Spider-Man up on the top left-hand corner. Nice.
Speaking of webbing,
Background, and it's got a
he got
yellow
whips.
filter over it, so you get a
Whips.
nice yellow backdrop. And you get little superhero symbol there.
What you
On the
can.
back,
There's
we have Spider-Man here.
like.
There's a bit of a read-up on the top corner. Now, you guys can let me know if you guys don't necessarily need me reading the write-ups for you. I usually just like to do it now because I want to give you guys as much information as possible. It says, up in the top left corner, given incredible powers by the bite of a radioactive spider, Spider-Man dedicates his life to making the streets of New York City safe. With super strength, spider sense, and amazing wall crawling and web spinning abilities, he's the city's favorite wisecracking crime fighter hero. That's my boy, Spider-Man. The other figures in the wave, we have Spider-Man, we have Iron Spider-Man, we have Black Costume Spider-Man, we have Juggernaut, Carnage, and Venom. The figures in the wave that I really wanted to get were of course, the Venom. I mean, I would have sold, I was going to say I would have sold my soul, but I probably wouldn't have sold my soul, but I really wanted to get the Venom. And the Carnage I really wanted to pick up as well. At the end of the day, however, I just ended up picking up these three, and then I picked up the Spider-Man. Now, you'll notice that the Spider-Man, there's a blue costume version as well as a black costume variant. Unfortunately, the seller that was selling this, and I think I ended up getting this guy for, I think about $12 from the seller, which was an awesome price. He unfortunately only had the black costume Spider-Man, but I do eventually want to get the blue costume as well, and get both of them on display. Speaking of display, why don't we actually get this guy on display now? What I'll do is I'll open up this package, and we will get a closer look at Hasbro's new 2008 Spider-Man figure. So stay tuned. So here we have Spider-Man out of his package.
The toes
really
can
nice
move.
Figure. The coloring on him is unbelievable.
The legs kind of like.
I really like the coloring on him. Before we actually look at the figure itself, let's look at his one accessory.
And
very uninteresting.
On the back,
as always.
it's kind of interesting.
The token spider web. And for those who have watched my videos, and for those who collect Spider-Mans, you know that this spider web,
torso
maybe not this one
move
particularly,
up and
but a spider web, they
the
always throw in with the
elbows.
Spider-Man character. Of every wave, and I'm talking Spider-Man Classics, Spectacular Spider-Man, and all those various
right here.
series, they always manage to throw this web in at some point, whether they color it white, whether it's a black version
here.
like the symbiote. You always eventually get one of these at some point. So, good old Hasbro throws in the spider web once again. I don't usually put these on display. I guess I probably could stick it up on the wall, but there's the web. Having a look, though, at the Spider-Man. Really nice figure.
I do want to get the Venom.
I have one gripe with it, and I don't know if you guys will be able to
Speaking of
spot
Carnage,
it right away.
I do want to get the Venom.
Detailing on the figure there. Really nice. nice.
Well, Venom is a very nice figure. Oh, I'm so surprisingly on the back. It's so different.
I think
the waist can move.
Spot it right away. You'll notice that his head is extremely large. Look at the size of that head. I mean, his torso, it seems like scale-wise, his body is correct.
So tiny. I don't know why.
But then his head is extremely large. It almost seems like they put the wrong figurehead on there. Now, I mean, granted, you know,
it has a ball-jointed shoulders as well.
It is accurate to what a Spider-Man character should be. I mean, normally Spider-Man isn't quite accurate.
So that's a toy spot.
At least the figures, because they're either really, really
large. A toy spot.
Or they're proportioned like a standard superhero. Spider-Man really
animated.
And I guess a
Carnage.
larger head. It just seems, though, that the head is a lot larger than what it should be. Or maybe what the problem is, too, and I'll take the head off, the neck, if anything, should be a little taller. I mean, if anything, Spider-Man's head should probably be more so up here. Unfortunately, though, where they've located and where they've put the ball joint, where you end up putting his head is quite a bit further down from where he should be sitting. So as a result, it looks like he's got this overly large head to a small frame, and it looks like he's kind of ducking down into his shoulders. In the way of articulation, though, as I mentioned with the ball joint, he has a lot of movement in his head.
So that's
the ball joint in the shoulders. He's got a hinge in the elbow. He's got a rotation in the wrist. His hand also
Spider-Man animated.
No articulation in the waist in the way of a stomach joint or torso joint, but the waist can rotate. He's got this weird articulation.
And I'll see you guys next time.
It seems like it could be. It's different than a Marvel Legend. I mean, it's not quite a ball joint. It's almost like a socket joint. It can rotate, and he has articulation in the leg.